What's up, guys? So we're here with Brogan, and he's got this badass GT350 that me and Tyler's gonna go for a ride in. Then you also see a video on Tyler's ST, me driving it. Oh, that's gonna be fun. But all right, let's get the video started, shall we?
All right, let's roll. So whenever I floor it at any way, at any speed, the exhaust valves will open just because it's got to force all the air out of the cylinders. Okay. So it'll always open, but we're going to turn it into open mode. We're in sport. So we'll do a couple. Okay, so this is for first gear. This is just in normal mode. Just kind of like roll up into the power, so we'll blow it off. Some people do some mods of these where you can actually get another controller that makes it so your throttle's instant, because there's all this new stuff. It's electronic now. It's not just it's not a fucking cable. So whenever you smack it, it'll send that electric signal out and it'll say, okay, throttle body wide open, then it'll just dump it. This is a little bit more controlled versus what those will do, but it still is a noticeable difference.
Auto rev match?
No. So this is all manual rev. I do not have rev match. That is the downside of GT350s versus pretty much any sort of like newer Chevrolet product, or like the new 19 and up GTs with the MT82. Your Focus has it, all the STs, RSs, but for some reason we don't get them.
What, auto rev match?
Yeah, we do not
don't
get
have
rev
any
match. You have it.
Do I?
Oh yeah, I'll show you. All right, so this is in sport. Now we'll do the same thing. Do like a 20, like, get the 20 roll. All right, so we'll do like a 20 roll.
That is unreal.
That was half my brakes, and you just shit. That was half the brakes.
That's insane.
It is very, very well refined in what you can do with a car.
Yeah.
At all levels. The engine doesn't outperform the suspension. The suspension doesn't outperform the tires. The brakes don't outperform the car.
Yeah.
It's all very, very well balanced.
Well, I think the brakes caught me more than the acceleration's insane, but those brakes are so good.
So when I did the track attack program in Utah, what we practice a lot is full ABS stops and understanding like where that really grabs.
Right.
What you want is you want that ABS to start just giving you a little bit of a pushback on your foot. So as you want to feel that in the track setting, right? Because that means you're getting the most out of your brakes without making it a safety issue.
Right.
So, and ABS, of course, actually cuts your brakes. So the thing is that it wasn't even there. We weren't even at ABS.
That's insane.
Big power. Big, powerful brakes.
All right, the acceleration's ridiculous, but the brakes, man, oh my God.
My transmission's probably the hottest it's ever got at 135. Hey, those things move.
That thing is like so weird. It's like, it's interesting to control when you're going that fast with front wheel.
Yeah, they make those suspensions pretty nice. I'll wait for this bike to go. The suspensions, those are pretty nice because it's sort of like modeled after how the old SVTs were, where like the front suspension's real loaded up. So if you're going around the track, you can three-wheel those, which is awesome because if you want, you want that front wheel drive to stick. If I take the handbrake off.
Yeah,
right, so we'll do the same thing. So we'll just drive around in normal mode for a little bit. I think he enjoyed that.
I think he did too.
Yeah,
just like I enjoyed driving that thing.
Yeah. All right, so what we'll do is we'll go back down into like second gear. All right, so this is going to be just in normal mode.
Okay.
So we'll just kind of roll into the power so we can blow the tires off. So that was 100, and that was pretty much a full pull from the middle of second to the top of middle of third, top of third, about 7,400, give or take.
Damn.
He's back there somewhere. Oh, there he goes. So
God damn, that was fun.
We'll come back around and we'll do the same thing in sport. So what sport's going to do again is it's going to adjust your exhaust, it's going to adjust your throttle control, your suspension, steering. It's going to basically make the whole car turn into a little bit of a more stout version of itself.
The turning radius on that ST is so small.
Yeah, this one's terrible. All right, so we're going to do this in sport. So you heard the exhaust, yeah, that kind of machine gun. All right, so this is in first. And we'll just be able to
brakes work very well. Holy shit.
still not anti-lock brake. That was still not ABS.
Jesus.
Yeah. So imagine full ABS stop. So what I was explaining to him, and I won't go through it again on the video, but basically just whenever I went out to Utah with the track school, they teach you a lot of like how to use this. There's not a lot of people that can use something like this. I can't use something like this. Professional drivers, they could use something like this, but you really don't get all of it until you're in a track setting.
Well,
but
yeah.
Understanding the braking and what the car can do is really important, because one of the most important parts of any vehicle is your brakes and tires and how that kind of works together. Your tires are extremely important, but the brakes specifically, because if you got a car that outperforms your brakes, you're in for bad news. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're going to the drag strip, if you're going down the street, if you're going to go around a turn, it's just not a good idea. You always want to make sure your brakes are good, tires are good, and then worry about everything else just for safety purposes. So that's what's nice about something like this is you pay a lot of money, you honestly don't get a lot of power, but the way it makes power, of course, is incredible, and it just carries that power band all the way up to 8250, which is really awesome. But the thing is that it's you don't really need more power in this, and you're paying for something that's really balanced and well refined. And like I kind of walked him through, what you'll see is just it coexists with each other. All the systems that work independently actually work together to kind of make this one of the best balanced machines that really you can buy. So it gives you more of a world-class performance, which that's one of the big things with Ford Performance over, you know, okay, a lot of brands. With Ford Performance, they kind of brought in that Team RS, SVT stuff. They brought in all the knowledge that they had at a global level to kind of make those products even better. So when you're talking the GT350, the Raptor, the Focus RS, the ST's not really, but
which we have a video on a Raptor if you guys want to check that out.
Yes, and the new Raptor, EcoBoost.
Yeah.
Yes, so that is a Ford Performance Raptor, not the old SVT Raptor. So a lot of those systems, which you can dive into if you shop a Raptor, a lot of those systems actually are brought to the table through people like the RS team that came into Ford Performance and said, hey, this is what we can do to make it better in the sand. And it's like, well, hey, I live in the middle of Maryland. Where am I going to hit sand? Well, you're not, but somebody that buys it in the Middle East, they're going to hit sand. They're going to hit sand all the time. They're going to use it, and that's going to matter to them. Why they're going to go to the dealership and they're going to say, you know what? I don't want a Range Rover. I want to buy a Raptor. I want to buy that because that's going to be more useful for what I want to do to make sure that I have a good machine, a fun machine, and a machine that actually is a quality built car. So, and that stuff matters whenever you're talking about sales, and especially at a global level when you have different markets, right? And you have people that are shopping those different things. Like a lot of people say, hey, you know, I can't afford a Raptor. I can only get an F-150. Well, that's fine, but the thing is you got to make sure that those Raptors are expensive, because they've got to have that equipment to compete with stuff that is $120,000, $130,000 SUVs, because people are shopping against it, right? So that's where all that kind of comes back into play, where you want to have those world-class designs to compete at a global level, and not just, hey, the US gets all the cool stuff, or like, We talk about that guy's ST, like the RS, right? Hey, the RS was always in Europe. The RS was awesome compared to STs. I mean, it was great. Like a Gen 2 RS 500 was a great car. And then over here we got the Mark II Focus, which was horrible. But it's something where now you can have that global capacity across the board where you can get this in Australia if you want to buy it. You can get anything wherever if you're willing to get the import.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We have a cinematic one on his car. And then I'll be driving his ST, Tyler's. So, productive day.
Most definitely. Most definitely productive. Yes.
And be sure to check out the photos I got of this car. It'll be on my Facebook and Instagram. Instagram's usually a little bit behind because there's so many pictures to post. You can't post like 10 pictures in one day. But be sure to check out the other videos and the pictures, and we'll catch you guys later.